What's up, cousins? It's your boy, your bro, your favorite cousin, DJ the Singer, and I'm back with another review.
If you show me, I will do it. Baby, if you teach me how to love you, I will do it. All the pain you've been through, I refuse to take you through it. Baby, if you teach me how to love you, I will do it. I promise I'll prove it. Such a salient pain.
Now, before I get into the review of the film Straw, I just want to let y'all know that this review does include spoilers. So if you don't want the surprise to be ruined, if you don't want any intimate details about the film, go watch it and then circle back to this video. But while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn your notifications on so you can be the first to be notified when I drop a new video. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this video and some of my others with your social media circles. So today we're going to talk about this gut-wrenching film Straw, which was written, produced, and directed by Mr. Tyler Perry. Now, I do want to say I'm a fan of chick flicks. I love comedies. I love romance. I love to laugh. And if it's a good movie, it's definitely going to pull on my strings. But this movie definitely had me in tears within the first 20 to 30 minutes of it. This film had so many layers in it. One of the underlying messages that I got from this film is, in all things, just be kind, because you never know what people are going through. You never know the type of day that someone has had. You never know what someone's struggle is. And when it rains, it pours. I think I'm living proof of that in my current situation, which has absolutely nothing to do with the film. But if you've ever had a day or a period in your life where everything goes wrong, you lose your job, you lose your car. You know, I read a situation on Instagram. Someone said in one day they lost their job, their car, they got evicted, their mom died. Like, when life happens, life comes at you fast. And so the message in the film is it's always good to be kind, because people can crash out at any given moment, especially in today's culture. The film opens up with Taraji's character, Janiyah, and her frequently ill daughter, Aria, living in this rundown apartment, seemingly in the hood. And Aria is complaining because she wants to bathe herself, and Taraji says no because she recently hurt herself in the shower. Aria then goes to Taraji to explain to her how her teacher picks at her because she doesn't have money for school lunch. And so even though she's frustrated, Janiyah focuses on getting Aria ready for school and focuses on getting to work. She then walks outside to receive an eviction notice. Her landlord tells her, you have to have your money by 10 o'clock. If you don't have your money by 10 o'clock, your stuff will be out on the street. She's just very mean and nasty to Taraji, showing absolutely no grace, no empathy, or sympathy whatsoever. Taraji's neighbor, played by Sinbad, is in a wheelchair on the side of the road. He asks Taraji for some money. She doesn't have much, but the little that she does have, she gives it to him. She then drops her daughter off at school. She gets to work. Seemingly she's late. She's assaulted by a customer, and then she receives a phone call from the school, and she tells her boss that she has to go immediately. It's an emergency. She asks for an hour. Her boss gives her such a hard time. He's just so mean and so nasty to her for absolutely no reason at all. And I will say that's one thing that I wish Tyler had gone into more detail about. What did Janiyah do that was so wrong? What did she do that was so bad for her to receive this treatment? It's almost like watching the film Divorce in the Black. I wanted more detail as to why Megan Good's husband in the film, Corey Hardrick's family, was just so broken. What was the story? So that definitely would have helped the viewer to understand this toxic relationship between Janiyah and her boss. Short version, he gives her 30 minutes to go and take care of whatever business she needs to take care of, or she's gonna lose her job. She then goes over to the bank to try to withdraw money so she can give her daughter money for her school lunch. In this process, it starts pouring down rain. She gets over to the school, and CPS and the principal confront her, only for Aria to be screaming for her mother while being taken away from CPS. She gets evicted. Her stuff, including her daughter's medication, is outside on the street. Additionally, she's cut off by a police officer who throws a drink at her, threatens to kill her. She gets her car impounded. She gets back to work, and she gets fired. It's a whole lot going on in these first few minutes of this film. And I have to say, my whole heart went out to Janiyah because, like I said at the beginning of this review, when it rains, it pours. Life comes at you fast. And sometimes all you can do is scream. And you just need any amount of help, a hug, just somebody to just tell you it's gonna be okay. I really just wanted to give her a hug throughout the whole film. So after Janiyah gets fired, her boss then refuses to give her her paycheck. Like I said, she went home, found out she had gotten evicted. She came back up to her job to try to retrieve her paycheck, only to be robbed, and then for her boss to accuse her of knowing the robbers, which I hate to go here, it happens a lot. People oftentimes make or pass judgment on you without even knowing your situation. It's like they pass judgment and ask questions later, which you see happen a few times throughout the film. Now, the robbers did not know Janiyah. They saw her name tag, and that's how they were able to call her name. They demanded the book bag. She said no because she had to go pick up her daughter's medication. And in a struggle to try to hold on to that book bag, she ends up taking the robber's gun, shooting and killing him, only to turn the gun on her boss, who, again, refuses to give her her paycheck and is just giving her such a hard time, and she shoots and kills him. This incident is caught on film. Janiyah flees the scene with her paycheck, goes over to the bank to try to cash her check. Now, this particular scene didn't make sense to me because, number one, they assumed that she had a bomb in her book bag, which, again, like I said, racial profiling. But then on top of that, there was nothing that gave that this was a bank robbery. She didn't hold up anybody. Granted, she had a gun, but she just wanted to cash her check. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the teller at the front that looked like Alicia Keys, she was pissing me off. Throughout the entire film, she was pissing me off. Give the girl what she asked for. She wanted that $540. Just give it to her. She was giving her all this extra money and all this extra rigmarole that she didn't ask for. Meanwhile, the whole time that this is going on, Sherry Shepherd's character, Nicole, the bank manager, then calls the police and tells them that a robbery is occurring. In another scene, you see Detective Raymond, played by Tiana Taylor, and Detective Grimes try to build a case. They ask members of Janiyah's neighborhood about her. They ask one of Janiyah's co-workers, who is also a good friend of hers, about how she knows her and just her overall relationship to Janiyah. Tiana Taylor's character, Detective Raymond, is a former Army negotiator, so she builds a rapport with Janiyah throughout the course of the bank scene. While Officer Raymond is building a rapport with Janiyah, the other bank teller is live streaming the events on the inside of the bank, which gains public support. And then next thing you know, all of these supporters rally outside of the bank, pleading for Janiyah's freedom. I also want to say this particular scene did not give bank robbery because everybody in the bank was calm. There were no hostages. One of the ladies inside of the bank started to have a diabetic attack, and Janiyah just let her go. Remember, all she wanted to do was cash her check for $540, okay? Eventually, this bomb that she was accused of having, she's able to dismantle it because it's her daughter's science project. Remember from the beginning of the film. Just some additional details. The live stream is eventually jammed by the police, and so that prompts them to then call in the FBI, which to me was completely redundant. Alicia Keys, that's not her name. Her real name in the film is Tessa. She sneaks off to the bathroom to leave a secret message to the people outside, letting them know that there is no bomb, that the bomb is just her daughter's science project. The officer at the beginning of the film that threatens to have Taraji killed and or thrown in jail for the rest of her life, he is then identified and Tiana Taylor punches him in the face. I was so glad because if you know, you know. They deal with him. Now, here's where it gets tricky. There's a scene where Janiyah and Nicole are having a conversation, and Janiyah asks Nicole to take care of her daughter once they come in and take her. So seemingly, the FBI kicks in the doors, and they have these lasers on Janiyah. They shoot her up and they shoot Sherry Shepherd's character. And then there goes another moment where our heartstrings are pulled at. But what happens is right as Janiyah requests for Detective Raymond to have her cell phone turned back on, her mother calls. Plot twist. Her mother then reminds Janiyah that Aria died the day before all of these events occurred due to a seizure. And then you see all of the scenes from the film start to replay, and then we get these additional details. We see her neighbor that she gave money to that was in the wheelchair, played by Sinbad. Look at her kind of sideways like, who's she talking to? We see Janiyah seemingly drop off Aria at the drop-off at the school, only to have the principal look at her like, huh? The call that Janiyah received at work that was seemingly the school was actually a bill collector. And after consulting with a friend of mine that's a therapist, I then learned that in situations of trauma or situations like this that occurred in the film, it's common to act out in a sense of psychosis. After Janiyah's mom reminds her of this, she peacefully surrenders and the film ends. What I would have liked to see happen at the end of this film, oh, it's raining outside, sorry y'all. I would have liked to see what happened to Janiyah after her surrender. I would have liked to see if they let her go free, if she had to spend the rest of her life in prison because she did murder her boss. You know, did they put her in an institution? What happened? I understand, like I said, they filmed the film in 4 days, but I just feel like had they spent a little bit more time, and this is really my only complaint. I know people had complaints about Tyler targeting the down Black woman or, you know, exploiting Black issues and all of that. That's not what I'm here for. My only real complaint is that it was filmed in 4 days and certain aspects look like it was filmed in 4 days. There's certain details that are needed in order to move a story along. And I have to admit, I had to ask some additional questions. I had to do some additional research. I had to watch the movie twice because I was confused. I didn't know she was having a hallucination when the FBI seemingly stormed the bank and threw tear gas and there were lasers and gunshots and all that. I didn't know that was a hallucination. You know, I didn't know that Aria's presence throughout the day was a hallucination. There were additional details that I feel like would have helped the viewer to understand the overall story. But as far as the acting, let me tell you, Tiana acted her tail off. Sherry Shepherd, Taraji acted their tails off. We've seen Taraji in a slew of films, but I feel like this one really showed her range, specifically in a film that is emotionally driven. We've seen her as Yvette in Baby Boy. We've seen her as Cookie Lyon in Empire. We've seen her as Proud Mary, but never in a film like this. And I will say, if you have not seen the film Straw, please go see it. It's definitely a film that you want to add to your film collection. I will not tell you no. Like I said, I just wish that certain cliches were not a part, and I wish that Tyler's team had taken a little longer than 4 days to give us a little bit of additional details, but it wasn't a bad film. I would definitely recommend it. Cousins, y'all already know how I feel about you. We're building this channel together, so if there's a film, music video, song, or current event that you would like for me to cover or review, by all means, put it in the comments. For the new cousins, I'm glad that you guys are here. Thank you for tuning in to me. Subscribe, like this video, turn on your notifications so you can be notified when I post. And by all means, feel free to share. I'm building a cousin community over here and I want to do it with y'all. Again, I'm your cousin in music, DJ the Singer. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.